Welcome, guys. I am Kevin,
I'm Angel.
and this is Shifted Perspectives. Today we're joined by,
Jose.
and we've got a C7 here. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the car, some of the things he's done, a little bit about the car community, some of the people we know in it. All right, so Jose, why don't you tell us a little bit about this C7 and why specifically you chose this car in the price range, in the time of looking for a car over anything else?
So I've had this car right around 2 years. I had another C7 before this that I was gonna make into like a full blown race car. It was a Hennessy 575 package. It was like super rare. I was told it was only one of one. Um, a dude came down. I had it listed up for sale for a little bit more than what I bought it for. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It was gonna take a lot of work to get to where I wanted because it was wrecked. So I was like, oh, let me list it up, see what I can get for it. Somebody came, gave me a decent bit more money than I paid for it, so I sold that, and I think can't remember. It's been a long time, but I think I bought this maybe a week after. I want to say maybe 2 weeks after. The engine was grenaded. The kid that I bought it from grenaded the engine. He said that he was just driving it up a bridge and it let go. I don't, I don't believe that was the case. Obviously, they had like a hole in the block. The crank was snapped. The oil pan was destroyed. It was a nightmare taking the engine out of these. If you know anything about C7s, they're a little bit of a hassle to take the engine out. Not too bad, but with a snap crank, being able to rotate the engine, it was a pain in the ass. But I got it for a good price, and it was a car I wanted. I wanted it for a long time. I told myself, I was like, I'm not looking to spend 40 grand on a C7. I'm just trying to make it into a race car. So I was gonna find a deal, and when it came up, it came up. Just came up, so I bought it.
Good deal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, it was a good deal. And then I think I found a motor for it like 2 days later for $5,000. So me and my buddy JD went up there and picked it up. I think the third day after I bought it, paid $5,000.
Dang, so you were lucky because you didn't really have much time to have to look into where the car was. Because I mean, it took me 2.5 months to find the Camaro.
Oh yeah, no, I got super blessed. Yeah, so I had sold my previous Camaro. Then the next day or 2 days later, that that's the Hennessy Corvette came up, and then I had that maybe 3 months, and I was like, you know what, too much work, sell,
So
and then
you got this.
yeah, the universe was it was just made to happen, I guess. So here we
How
are.
long did it take for you to put in the motor? Like, was it automatic or?
No, it took me and the dude that works with me like they. I had the motor 3 days. We never touched it, and we just put it in a day. Obviously, we got work to do here at the shop, so this is after hours projects or whatever.
Do you think before you did obviously what you did to the intake, do you think that you enjoyed this car how it was compared to the other C7 you had?
No, well, the other C7 didn't even drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, it was wrecked. No motor. Like I was like gonna tube the front end. Yeah, it was gonna be like a 3/4 chassis car. Yeah, it was gonna be like a 3/4 chassis
I thought
car.
the car was actually running out of
No. It was like wrecked. No motor. Like it was gonna be like a full blown
full-on
race car.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
race incline
Okay.
car. Yeah, but I mean, this one didn't. It had a motor. It wasn't running. The motor was grenaded, but a simple swap and
Yeah.
it ran. But I don't have much drive time on this. I think I have maybe like 1,300 miles on it, 1,400 miles on it in 2 years. I don't drive it.
Brand new.
Yeah, I've let other
Brand
people
new.
drive it more than than I drove it. Yeah, I'd say honestly. Let me see. I think my mom, my dad, and
7-Eleven. 7-Eleven Chris runs.
yeah, 7-Eleven Chris runs, and somebody else drive it more than I have. So I'm not attached to that kind of stuff. That doesn't mean anything
Yeah, of
to
course.
Considering that you had two Chevys already, and I see that you made your decision of the platform you're gonna be choosing, what actually made you choose, Chevy?
So I always liked Chevys growing up. Like I thought they were just cool cars, whatever. They had good trucks. And then the fifth gen Camaro came out. There's a pretty cool story for that. The Ben 10 live action in 2010 when the fifth gen Camaro came back out. You could call like a phone number while you were watching the movie to try to win the car that was in the movie. I called. Obviously, I didn't win. But yeah, ever since the fifth gens came out, man, I've been a Chevy guy. Like I loved them as a kid. Dream car was like a Ferrari as a kid, but now growing up, ZR1s, man, you can't beat them.
ZR1
Zero ones
can't beat
are
them.
badass
beat 'em.
cars.
Can't beat them.
Yeah, ZR1s and Porsches. Like I could be a multi-millionaire, billionaire, Man, screw all the Ferraris, Lambos, ZR1s, and Porsches. That's what I'm gonna be spending my money on.
That's awesome. I remember a blue Camaro you used to have. Let's talk about that one.
Shout out. Throwback. That's a throwback right there. Yeah, man. So that was my first car. I got that when I was 18. I graduated after high school. I wasn't really doing too much to it. Like I wasn't really into cars like that, like modifying them or going fast or anything like that. But I met Chris and a couple other people that were into cars and modifying them, and we would like race here and there or like just punching next to each other. I'm like, damn, how can I make this car faster? So I started doing research online. Found a shop. They installed an intake for me. I didn't even want to like touch cars. I just didn't know how. They installed an intake for me, and then I think they went out of business. I can't remember exactly. And I found Carlos' shop, so I had him install a downpipe and a couple other stuff for me, and you know that led to where I am right now. But that's a different topic for a different day. But that car was super cool. I was just driving around, trying to have fun with my friends, and then towards like the end of its life, I took it more serious, tried record chasing and stuff, which I eventually did get the record I was chasing for, and then it disappeared out of my life for reasons I will not name. It caught fire.
Damn.
So yeah, but no, that was a super cool car, man. If I would buy one again. Honestly, those cars are super cool. I think with the knowledge I have right now on 6th gens and just knowledge overall, I think you can make one of those like a badass street car, 8th mile, no prep.
I love
like,
those body
Those
styles,
are four
man.
cylinders, right?
Yeah, four-cylinder LTG engine code. Yeah, super cool cars. Like if we did like a bunch of digs down here, like street digs, that car would be hard to beat, man.
You think so?
Yeah, that car would be hard to beat.
Really?
Easy, yeah. Yeah, that thing will go. You spend like $3,000 on parts, and on a drag pack, obviously you'll go 750s in the 8th on in
750.
the street. Yeah, that's fast for 350 horsepower. I think 350 horsepower, 750s in the street. That's where I was going. I was making 340 something when my wastegate was broken. I was going like 750s. The mile an hour was down because I had a wastegate issue, but 750s, 730s.
I'd be interested to see. I know a couple guys that have 4-cylinder Camaros around here, but then they don't really build them.
Yeah.
But
It's just a bunch of people don't know. Yeah, they just don't know.
we gotta do some research on that.
Yeah.
A lot of cars, a lot of different platforms you can build.
Yeah, no, a bunch of people with those cars are like, oh, why mod it when I could just get an SS?
I mean,
The problem with that
especially-
is,
especially now with how many platforms there are and how many people are actually getting into the car scene. I've seen shit that's being modified, even not to race, but just modified.
Just to do it.
just simple
just to have
cars
it.
that I haven't even seen or thought of to modify before.
Yeah, no, people like modifying anything now. But I was, in particular with that kind of car, they were just like, oh, I could, why am I going to touch it? I could spend a little extra money. I save a couple years and I could get SS. But people don't know, $3,000 in parts, you could beat stock SSs. I think
$3,000 is a lot to put into a car, man.
Yeah. But it's a low starting point. Those cars are cheap now. Well, when I bought them, they were still new. They were more expensive, but now they're cheap. You can find them like mid 15, like 15, 16, 13, higher mileage. Yeah, they're cheap. Let's see. Fuck your Mopar for sure, dude. Sell that back to the dealer. Let someone put that thing on I-27 and let somebody steal it. And call insurance. Let me see. Chevy power, NA power, boosted power. Yeah, that's all I want to say. If it's not a Chevy, it ain't fast. You're slow. Don't hit my DM with some bullshit. Yes, I know I'm slow too. 40 roll.
40?
I picked the roll. I picked the road. 40 roll. I picked the road. Let's do it. We'll run it.
Well,
Right, like today.
Right now.
Today, yeah. 40 roll. I picked the road. 100% we'll run them today, for sure. For sure. I'll send this to him too. Let me know when I'll send this to
This
him.
clip is gonna be strictly for you.
Yeah,
this
I'll
is gonna
send
be
this
at
to
the
him.
very beginning of the video, just
Oh.
so they know.
Like I said, dog. Chevy power. Fuck your
Chevy
Ford.
power.
You need to be on enough nitromethane to blow off the whole east coast of Florida to beat a Z06, man, and then get up on his face and shit. That shit ain't cool, man. That shit ain't right. So they got something coming for him. It's gonna be pretty cool. For like I gotta say this now because it's 2025. Motherfuckers get their manginas hurt. In friendly competition, I don't got no problem with nobody. Everybody likes me. I like everybody. But there's nothing wrong with friendly competition. I can talk shit to you. You can talk shit back to me. I ain't getting my feelings hurt. I hope you don't get your feelings hurt. I don't know.
My face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, call me daddy. Yeah, that's just dead with, man. That's just
That's
gay.
cringe, man.
Yeah, that's just cringe.
race and call it a day after that.
Yeah, come on, man. You know that whole external after race bullshit. That's just dumb. I mean, like I said, you talk shit, expect shit talk back, but getting up in somebody's face and stuff that you don't know like that shit ain't cool, bro. Yeah, that shit ain't right. So
Smaller egos, man.
yeah. Oh,
Smaller
I said
horsepower.
you gotta give people their flowers. You know, they won the race. The car's fast. They built a fast ass car. You can't take anything away from them, but the other guy was talking a lot of shit, making memes and shit, you know. So he should have expected that stuff back, but to get in his face, come on, brother.
Yeah.
What are we doing
That's
now?
different.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The hell was that? Douglas? Your Camaro's not running, dude. Stop touching it. All right.
All right. So, being in the whole racing industry, automotive industry, building cars for higher horsepower, obviously, whether it's circuit racing, track racing, drag racing, whatever it may be, what is your opinion or your side on the controversy of people now saying that anything sub 1,000 isn't fast?
That's just ignorant. Yeah, that's a pretty ignorant answer to say. 1,000 horsepower nowadays, you can make it pretty easy on almost any platform, but to say that's not fast is just taking away what was racing and what currently is racing. 1,000 horsepower is fast, man. Doesn't matter if it's in a boat of a Hellcat or 1,000 horsepower in a Miata, like an LS swap Miata. Like 1,000 horsepower is fast, man. It doesn't matter what you're driving, what car you have at 1,000 horsepower to the wheel car. It's a fast car.
What do you think about anyone saying that from 5 to 1,000 is nothing on the street?
Like I said, it's just ignorance.
Ignorance?
Yeah,
What do you
just
think
ignorance.
it is?
Yeah, I mean, it depends who you're dealing with too. You know, if you're dealing with like dudes that build 2,000 horsepower cars, you know what I'm saying? To them, 1,000 isn't fast, you know,
Of course,
obviously. But
yeah.
I'm going based off your average car guy. Your average car guy has never been in a 1,000 horsepower car, so they get into one, they're gonna be like, holy shit, this thing's fast. You know?
Yeah.
If you're dealing with dudes that like build those twin turbo Vipers and Lambos and stuff with 2,000, 2,500 horsepower, you know, 1,000 means a lot to them.
That's
So.
true. I mean, I've seen people shred cars 500 horsepower, 550, and then in my head, I'm thinking the comparison between an 1,000 horsepower car and a 500 horsepower car, depending on the situation or where you're from or where you're doing with it, it would still bring the same amount of joy to
Oh
the
yeah,
car owner, you know?
yeah.
You don't have to have a car that has X amount of
No,
horsepower.
you could enjoy. Man, there's people that have fun with 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
Man, I enjoy mine, and I don't make that much power, but I enjoy my car.
Yeah, your car is slow. You know?
Yeah, cars
All
are
right,
different.
buddy.
Cars are different.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But no, what would you think, or like, what would you say is like, not too fast, not too slow, but you're right there to keep up with,
Something that's a good competitor.
Yeah, it's
Something
a good
competitive for the
car.
street.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends too.
An
Let me
average
rephrase that.
average weight class and not an average horsepower, but something in a range where you think it's a good competitor and what most cars are weighing for the street.
800 horsepower level is, I'd say, pretty competitive. You'll beat most of the people. You know, you'll lose to the guys that are like fully dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just like a dude that wants to drive a cool car, make some power, you go out racing here and there. You put a set of tires on it. 800 horsepower is more than enough for most people. I'd say to be competitive at least, have fun. Take some weight out if you really like want to take it a little bit more serious.
Yeah, of course.
But that level, I'd say, is the most fun on the street. Anything above that, traction issues. You got to race on certain compounds, concrete road.
Really a full street car anymore because it's.
You can have a street car. Yeah, you can have a street car that makes more power, but depends. So that you can take it to an extreme and still be a street car. It just really depends.
So let's say for like a car like yours making 800 horsepower, right, or 800 wheels, like, what would you need? You were talking about traction issues. What would you need so those problems are like minimal to the minimal?
Well, if we're gonna talk about my car in specific, 800 horsepower in my car that would be naturally aspirated would be like a really wild setup. I would need at the very least shocks in the rear. I have solid mounts already. What do you mean? Like just suspension wise?
Well, not suspension, where like to the minimal where you like.
Traction wouldn't be a good a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Well, you could do like big tire, 29. I don't think you could fit 30 on these. I haven't tried, but I know like the Camaro guys, they put 30-inch tires on their 8 speeds. Big tire, good alignment, like a very good alignment. Like people don't like they sleep on alignments. Alignments make a big difference. Alignment, you do good tires, light wheels, just shocks, coilovers, whatever you want to call them. And for the most part, you should be good. But it's about like the weight transfer too. Like if you have a lot of weight in the front, and not in the back, like you gutted your car, like a Mustang or something that doesn't have a lot of weight in the back anyway, you're gonna have traction problems. So you just want it to distribute it evenly, like which kind of blessed with the Corvette because they already come 50-50 weight distribution.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 50-50. That's what the
all of
transaction.
them, or
I think almost all of them.
Oh wow.
I did not know.
Most. It's not like exactly 50-50, but it's like damn near
Super
pretty close. Yeah.
Really close.
Yeah. But mine's is gutted, so I've already messed that up. But I'm making up for it right now with the fuel cell and stuff. So we'll see. I have my buddy Mike is gonna bring me these scales for the 4 corners for each tire. So I'm gonna weigh it individual, see exactly where the weight is gonna be distributed. Yeah. That should be pretty cool.
So how you feeling right now about the setup you have? It looks.
If you ask me a month
really
from now, the
crazy.
answer might be a little bit better than right now because we're going through a little bit of a struggle. But no, I'm feeling good. I'm excited for it. Like at least the car drives. My dream has already been completed. I was able to take this down the street and come back to the shop. I'm okay.
Are you gatekeeping who made your 3D print, or
No, not gatekeeping. No, I want to be able to sell that to people, man.
really?
Yeah, I want to be able to like somebody brings me their car to the shop, me be able to offer this as a package, like a working package, not just.
Well, this is what I want to ask. So then, whoever sees this and actually thinks that
I
they
don't like
want
his
to do
look.
this.
That's expensive.
What exactly?
Yeah, it's
what
expensive.
is the price range looking like when you want to sell these to a customer?
So a high ram lower, no port injection. I think for LT is like. This is just off the top of my head. I think like 650, maybe 750, around that range for sure.
Just
Then
the lower, you said?
just a lower piece, yeah. Then I have a special port job on mine, so I won't price it out for that. But port job like $500. That's just like a standard port job. If you take it to Prey, I think GPI charges like $350 if you do just the runners. Where Prey is the 500 because he does the openings on them too. I charge 500 because I do the openings on them too. I don't think with this I'll need a 1-inch spacer. I think it'll slow the airspeed down too much because I already got a lot of plenum volume. Each throttle body of those are solar. One's a 100 and the other one's a 95. I think those are like $400 each, but you can just buy GM 95s for like 250, 300. And then the lid itself was $900. So I'm not very good at math, so you add all that up. Let's see.
We're just gonna put
500, 500,
We'll put the math on
yeah,
that.
500, 900. That's what 1,400 plus. Let's just say 600. Let's round down. $2,000 at least. The high ramp setup. And then a $550 controller.
The controller, right?
Yeah, $550 controller.
So, is there a purpose specifically for two different sizes?
That was just what I had.
Or is that just for testing?
Yeah, that was just for testing. That was just what I had.
I thought you were some sort of scientific guru, and I thought, damn.
See
dude,
which side was flowing more.
Calculating different airways.
No, that's just what I had. So it's just a test. They're gonna both be the same size when in.
You're going both 100.
100s, yeah.
Wow.
And then there's gonna be dual bell mounts at the end of it. Like I said, I just have that for testing for right now. Make sure it works. It is working, so I'm happy with that. It's gonna be cleaned up though. I don't like a couple of things that I have on it right now. Like the brake booster line looks kind of ghetto. I don't like it like that. I gotta clean up some wiring.
Booster anyways.
I gotta clean up some wiring and stuff. I'm gonna tidy it up. So this is definitely not the end product, but it's a work in progress right now.
So what's the time frame to seeing this car like ready to go? I know you have a lot more, not just the intake manifold.
Yeah.
But like, what would you say when your car is like ready to go?
Where I would feel comfortable, like at least racing it.
Correct.
I want to get this setup tuned and dialed in. I just bought my fuel cell. I'm gonna install that. I don't want to say what size lines and stuff I'm using though, or pump.
Gatekeep.
Yeah, I'm gatekeeping that. Sorry, unless you're a customer, I'll tell you. But
what's the size?
I gotta tell you off camera.
Redacted.
Yeah, it's just because the fuel system and stuff that I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna just keep that to myself for now. Obviously, you can see what I'm trying to run. It ain't your average pump 85. But yeah, I want to get the fuel cell setup on it, the injector setup, and high pressure fuel pump setup that I have for it, and then relocate the radiator. Once I do those three things, with the relocation of the radiator, the electric water pump at the same time. So those 3-4 things, and then I'll be happy, like being taken on the street or to the track or whatever to race.
All I heard is.
Oh, and then wheels and tires, but that's not that much money. The electric water pump is like $690. The adapter plates is
that one's that one's cheaper than the LS's.
Yeah, I think the one that we were looking at for your car was like mechanical still, not like full electric. That's why it was more money. But the adapter plates were like $50 or something. I gotta buy $200 and something freaking water hose lines, 18 feet again, and then and then I gotta rebuy the radiator because I sold mine to a buddy of mine that was in need. So he gave me the money, so I'm just gonna rebuy one.
Who you are?
Misael, shout out. He says it's working good, so I'm happy. And then then I gotta buy lines and a pump. Carlos placed an order today for some fittings that he needed, and I asked him just to put a fitting that I needed for a high pressure pump for the feed line. I have a regulator and stuff here, I think. So probably after all that, I'll be
like 2-3 months, maybe.
3 months would be like I'd be like kind of upset at myself. I'd say like a month, 2 months at max.
Oh wow! All right.
So it should be pretty soon. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's not gonna be something that you'll see me drive all the time though.
No, definitely. Barney for the win.
Yeah, Barney for the win. If you know, you know. The shit box for the win. Yeah, no, this is something I'll just drive like, yo, Jose, there's a car meet tonight. Like,
Cars and coffee.
Yeah, something like that. Cars and coffee, or like a Mexico run or something like that. I don't know. I'm still like iffy in the air about racing this car in Mexico. If they want to race something like that, that's what Peter's car is built for.
Yeah, we got the Cotora there.
Yeah, shout out Peter.
Shout out Peter.
I'll run out the track, for sure. That's what this car is gonna be for. It's for the track stuff. I'm not sure about the street stuff. Just
what you think about times in the eighth, or
are you doing an eighth, or are you gonna do a quarter?
No, I want quarter mile. Yeah, I want quarter mile. I'll do eighth stuff, but because I want a record chase.
Do you think by the time the car is done, it'll be fully 100% ready to go to possibly take to an event? Like, for example, FL2K?
I want to make it to an event on the 28th. I might not be like...
What event?
The Pequeño event.
That's the one here in Immokalee?
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have the electric water pump and radiator relocation in yet. I'll definitely have the fuel cell set up by then, I hope. And it should be all tuned with the bell mounts and everything. So I should make it there. I'm going to do the 650 class there. That's the only thing I qualify for.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to go against Peter?
Yeah. I'm going to call him out first round.
First round call out?
Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that to him. Oh, well, if we meet each other in the final, it'd be pretty dope. I'm not splitting the money with him, though. Nah. You heard what I said, Peter?
Yeah, he's already knows he's going to win.
Well, good thing he is upgrading his axle so he doesn't...
True. Well, I ordered the same ones. So really? I mean, even if he does win, when he needs something done to his car, I'll just take it from him on the back end later. So it doesn't matter. But no, it'd be fun if we both, go out there and compete. It'd be pretty cool, I think.
That would be fire.
But yeah, that's why I want to make it too.
Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and end this off with a bit of a heated discussion, heated topic. We're going to talk about sandbagging when it comes to racing and how specific people want specific people to try to sandbag their own cars for their race because they can't beat it in the way that it is. So what's your thoughts, opinions, ideas, ideology, method on that?
Hypothesis.
That's right.
I don't know. Like, if you have a car that's built for a certain purpose and it's built a certain way to run a certain way, who the hell are you to tell me I have to run my car? If you can't beat me the way that my car is designed to run, you're a fucking loser and you're slow. To even ask me to slow it down,
you shouldn't be asking someone.
Yeah, you shouldn't be asking. No. If you're asking me to race, it's because my car is fast and you want to race me to see if you'll beat me. If you're asking me to slow down, you're a fucking loser. Yeah, it's just the truth. You're a fucking loser. You can't ask me to slow my car down. You know what I'm saying? Because what? To make you feel better about yourself? Oh no, he didn't beat me by 20 cars. He beat me by 5. No. That's just a stupidity. Why would I do that? If you don't think that you can beat me, don't even ask me.
What do you think about people sandbagging their own cars? That way, it can make it seem like they have less things done to it or less amount of power, just because they don't want someone to actually know what it is, even when they're racing someone.
Nothing wrong with that. We're grudge racing.
Yeah.
If you're not grudge racing, you're like racing with a friend or something. it's like friendly, then I'm for money or anything like that. Cool, you can do that. You can tell the truth, whatever. If I'm racing you for money, and I don't care what you have, you don't care what I have, run what you brung. Just don't need it. If you want a sandbag, that's how you make money.
Yeah.
You got a sandbag sometimes. So
Do what you got to do.
you do what you got to do. Yeah, yeah. If we're racing for,
But don't.
if we're racing for $1,000 because
down.
you think that I'm slow and I make it seem like I'm slow, that's your problem. That's not my problem. Do your research before you line up. It's the truth.
What do you think the green vest, the fastest FBO car in Florida, bro?
I don't know who all this is gonna reach, but I mean, honestly, I'd argue that green car is the fastest FBO car, like period. Stock head cam. I don't think there's a like actual stock head cam, not no Louisiana, Mississippi, bolt-on 440 cubic inch motor. That sounds stock. No. None of that. Like actual factory GM engine that's never been opened. I don't think there's a bolt-on car that's faster. There's people that have been quicker, like ET wise. You go to the track. Those guys, I don't think he'd be anywhere near. I don't think. I don't know. Without a converter, because this car does not have a converter. I don't know. People have been like 620s in the 8th, full bolt-on, and 990, like low 990s. I don't think his car would do that. Even with the methanol, I just don't know. Without a converter, I don't know. It's a weird combo. In terms of like roll racing, like what he does, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody's got anything for him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. If you think you do, South Florida, hit my line, hit his line. We'll set it up. Money. Oh, I was gonna say no money. No, it has to be for money. It has to be for money. No, for sure. Yeah, 40 roll, 50 roll, no 60 roll. We don't make 800 horsepower or whatever. We make 500 horsepower.
Let's talk about that actually, because we'll talk about why not 60. Like why can't you do a 60? They want to race you to 60. Why can't you do it?
Race from 60? I mean, we can race from 60. Why not race from 80? Why not race from 100? It makes no sense. If like most of the cars that we race, they're within 600 horsepower to like 400-ish horsepower range. The hell are you doing starting at 60 miles an hour? That's like third gear for some people. Mm-hmm. Very, very high second for very few people. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing to ourselves here? Like, honestly, that level cars should be just be doing digs. But since they're not, 40, 30, I like 30 rule. First gear, we go through first, second, third. If you want to go to 150 or whatever, you run it out. Fifth gear or whatever.
Does he run? I just completely blinked out. Does he run up to 150?
The green car?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do 50 roll, yeah, we go for 150. 150. Yeah, we don't. I can't remember the last time we did 60 in that car. I honestly can't remember. I don't remember. But there's no point. Like, what for? And then especially with that transmission, you got a lot of load shifting into fifth gear and stuff. It's pointless, man. Come on. Get your car to work from 40. You make 400 horsepower. You make 500 horsepower. Get your car to work from 40. That's second gear. Like, that shouldn't be hard.
So what fuel do you run? Like, what fuels are you run? Or like the mixes and stuff like that? Unless you want to say.
No, we can say
right
there's
now.
No problem. So that car has got, he can run 93 in it. He can run E85 from racetrack or wherever in it. He can run C85 in it. We have a tune for M1. We have a tune for M5. Just straight M5, straight M1. And we have a tune for something above M5. Which I'm not gonna get into right now. We haven't raced anybody with that yet. I don't really plan on it unless it's like for big money. Like, we really need that competitive edge. But there's no need to risk. No, the risk associated with that one. There's no need. Not yet. If he's okay with it for one race, like if it blows, it blows. Like, I need to destroy this guy, and we think it's gonna be kind of close. We need that extra whatever horsepower to gain. Then we got it in the bag. But
how much would it gain?
I can't say because I know exposed the mix percentage.
What would the money have to be on the table for you to run it?
I think I've talked to him. It'd have to be at least $1,000. I mean, that
or each.
Each, yeah. That fuel is $190. And think about it. You got spark plugs. That's And the spark plugs we run is like $120, something like that, 120, 130. You gotta get oil. These dry sump cars take 10 quarts. That's another $100-ish. Like it's not cheap to run it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not gonna race you for $100 when I'm gonna waste more than $100 trying to even run it.
Mm-hmm.
So you recommend just him changing the spark plugs even before he runs that fuel?
No, probably after.
Right after?
Yeah, after. Yeah, after I would drain the gas. Like the same thing we do now. Drain the gas and then change the oil and spark plugs next day probably for sure. But yeah, we haven't found a need for it just yet.
What car do you have in mind, or I don't know if you guys have talked to go after with that fuel?
With the FBO setup, stock motor.
Yeah, like with that whatever
With that mix.
that mix.
No, we haven't talked about anybody that we're gonna race that guy on that fuel. We haven't.
So anybody just
Anybody
comes.
who can.
Yeah, anybody that wants it, that we think like we need that little extra edge, and they're willing to put up the money, fuck it, you know, we'll put it in. But I don't got anybody in mind that's like, yo, we need to run it for that guy. You know, there's obviously people that we want to beat. You know, there's for example, that Mustang race that just happened. Obviously we want to beat him. We want to beat his camp. I'd say friendly competition and stuff like that because we're cool with those people.
What's done? I don't
But
know much. About
we want to destroy them, but we don't have. Yeah, his car or mine, we don't have the means to do that just yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, think about it. A C6 Z06 that's a lot lighter than Peter's car and my car, with a bigger cubic inch motor that makes significantly more power, just got destroyed by them. So it's like we don't have anything for them.
We got a little bit to go.
Yeah, we got no. We got more than a little bit to go. We got a lot to go. We got to make a lot of power to beat those guys. But you know what I'm saying? That's what pushes competition.
Yeah.
If we want to beat that person or if we want to get to a certain ET or whatever, it's just that extra motivation to get you where you got to go.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, we got a lot to go for those guys, and I mean, we just had a race. What was it, 2 weeks ago against a BMW? The guy was talking a lot of trash. We put up like I think the pot total ended up being like $1,800 or something, almost $2,000, and we destroyed him. He says that he wants to rerun, but isn't talking money or anything. So,
but it can't be for free, man.
No, yeah, I don't know. But if we were to rerun that, yeah, I would put it on that mix. We already destroyed them. I would put it on that just to.
You beat them without that mix?
Without that mix, yeah.
Oh,
I would put it in there just to like make a statement that you guys are fucking slow.
Make them feel worse.
Yeah, they're fucking slow. They know who they are.
What BMW was it?
The grandpa shitmobile. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? No hate against the previous owner, but the current owner is a retard. Shout out John. Yeah, man. Hey, look, he's talking all that junk for months. We've been trying to get that race for months. We told him, yo, March 1st, we're gonna be ready. We're gonna host a meet. Let's run it. He ducked. He got pissed off. They started talking trash on a random like Tuesday or something. Came here, swapped the fuel, drove it there, busted his ass, and came back. He drove it to work the next day.
Real day.
But we're not. But that car's not a street car, right? Yeah, I think that's retarded.
Oh, they say it's a race car. It's
a race car. They don't that he drives every day. Yeah,
it is everyone on the street getting groceries.
Yeah, the dude has 80,000 miles on the freaking car, man.
And it's still going up.
And it's still going strong.
Right now he's
on methanol. On methanol. Yeah, on methanol. Oh, not driving it on methanol, but car on methanol with 80,000 miles. It's living. The car's happy. It likes that fuel. It picks up a good amount of power. That's good. But people think that it picks up like 200 horsepower. These guys are smoking crack. It takes like a simple like YouTube research. Like if you look up any like when I first started looking up into fueling and fuel mixes and stuff like that, Hondas. That was like the first thing I was looking at. Bro, M5 does not pick up a lot of power. Like people are over here talking that Peter's car makes 700 horsepower, 650 horsepower, 600 horsepower. Like, dude, what planet are you guys living on? That's
hurt egos.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, the car's light, but light by other car standards. For a Corvette standard, it's a fucking pig. She's heavy. He has a race seat, race brakes in it, but that's it. My car that has stock brakes and had stock seats in it weighed less than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did with our cars.
Yeah, his car's a turd. Well, not turd. Like it runs good, but it's
It
cow.
just weighs like a turd.
Yeah, it's fucking
That's
cow.
a hefty turd, eh?
Yeah, but that car doesn't make a lot of power, man. People need to stop getting in their feelings. Dude, literally, go on YouTube, type in Honda K20 or K24 or B, whatever, M5 dyno chart versus E85. Just look at the gain. You know, it's very comparable. You know, now we get into Nitro 50/50. Shout out. You know, then based on mix percentages and stuff, you could gain a ton of power. But where his setup is right now, you can't even do like a. Some people will even tell you can't do any nitro. You know, M5 has some nitro, has like 5%. But above that, people tell you like you can't do any. It really depends who you talk to. You could do some.
Is it 5% nitro like the whole gallon?
No, yeah. So it's
per like
M5 can comes with 5 gallons. If you buy obviously we buy the 5 gallon. It comes with so it's 5 gallons, and the fuel that's in it is 95% methanol, 5% nitromethane. That's all that it is. Nitro 50/50 is a 5-gallon pail. That's 50% methanol, 50% nitromethane. Yeah, so it's a ton more. So people dilute it. Like if you don't have the fuel system to, like if you wanted to run a certain mix, you know, you would run a certain amount of whatever you're gonna dilute it with, methanol, ethanol, whatever you're gonna dilute it with, and then nitro 50/50 to get and it gets very technical. You need a hydrometer. Yeah, it's very technical. It's not just something that anyone should try.
Yeah.
You gotta at least have a good head on your shoulders and do good research to try. It picks up good power, but the best you talk to, it's like what are your goals with the car? If you're trying to just be maximum effort, destroy everybody and their mama, hey man, more power to you. Run it. You know, if you could spend the money to be able to run it, like the gain is there. But if you're your average Joe Schmo, you know, you want to go to Cars and Coffee, drive your car all the time, race occasionally and not take it that serious. Leave your car on the 85. Put it on a C85. You're gonna race it. You know?
Yeah.
Your tuner should be able to make that adjustment pretty simple. But the methanol stuff is like you're more racing kind of guy. Somebody that wants that extra, that wants to go the extra mile. And obviously, Peter went the extra mile, and the car is performing there. I mean,
it's eating it up.
Yeah, no, that fuel, man. That car loves that fuel. Yeah. Shout out Brett, man. Great performance. He got that car rolling. Yeah, rolling.
Brett made a lot of haters, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, anytime you post that car, it's friggin' nothing but
the comment section
crying and this and that and like the draggy talk. Yeah, like the draggy talk post like a couple of days ago that some loser Mustang guy made. Oh my God, you were looking for runs in South Florida to race this pro mod Mustang that's on friggin' enough nitromethane to blow off the eastern seaboard of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, come on, guy. Like the green car is quick. Don't get me wrong, but to think that it's on a car of that level is just you're just hating on the green car in particular. Like, give somebody their flowers when it's due, but you know what I'm saying? Be realistic. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna. It's like you're gonna put up his car against a top fuel dragster or a turbo LS that goes 4 in the 8th because his car's quick on methanol. No, it doesn't make sense. Like, there's obviously leagues in racing. You know? That Mustang that guy was talking about is way out of our league right now. We're gonna come back. You know, we're gonna do some stuff to try to beat him. But like I said, we've talked to him. Oh, bro, you're too fast for us, bro. We got nothing for you. That's it. No, there's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's a big ego thing in racing now. Oh no, I can't tell him that he's faster than me, bro. You know, it's okay.
It's worse if you just take it and lose.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, bro, like if you don't want to race me because you know I'm that much faster than you, bro. Yo, you're faster than me, bro. I got nothing for you, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna smoke your ass. You know, just give me some time. That's it. People respect you more for that. I'll respect you more for saying that to me. You know, that's just my opinion. I think more people should be like that.
Right now, how's it looking with his car running on fuel? Like, a lot of people back down. Is there more people want to race him? Or
well, I know he was telling me a lot of people message him. I don't really respond to a lot of messages from those type of people. But he was telling me a lot of those Mustang guys over there, like the bolt-on or like just cam only guys, were trying to race him. And then when we started posting that we were on the methanol and stuff, they all just went quiet. And now they're just like, some of them were like, yo, like, you're too fast. We won't race you. Race us on the 85 only. Drain the tank in front of us and this and that. A bunch of stupid stuff.
Draining the tank in front of someone is crazy.
Yeah, a bunch of stupid stuff. You know, but some of them were like, yo, you're too fast. You know, we were checking in. Yeah, that's it. You know, but there's a lot of crybabies. Oh, but you're on this. Well, who cares? There are some BMW guys in that stupid chat were in. Oh, but your car runs on fuel. Yeah, well, guess what, dude? You got a turbo the size of the freaking through a 6.7 diesel outside, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, You don't hear us complaining about it. Just race.
Yeah.
But then, like I said earlier, there's leagues to it. You know, if you're trying to race me in your 1,000 horsepower car, my car makes 520, 530 horsepower. Like, do you need to win that bad, man? Like, I'll just give it to you. You know, if you need it that
Homeboy
bad.
needs to get some W's, man.
Yeah, man. If you're that desperate for a win, I think you should start looking inward. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should see something else is going on there.
And that car's gonna be moving more once it has heads and
Yeah, I already have a pretty gangster cam set up, spec'd out with Brett for it. We're gonna turn
custom
something nice.
or what?
Yeah, custom. Yeah, he has a bunch of good grinds and stuff, proven stuff. But I have a different plan for that car.
Is it like
that car
is the cam spec like more like your guys is like 50-50 or is it like?
No, he'll be specking. Yeah, he does all that. But I'm just telling him what my goals, what I want to be able to do, and we're talking how to get there. Like he obviously he knows like the technicalities of airflow and engine design and stuff like that. I'm not there yet, obviously. So he'll be making the spec, but it'll be to what I'm asking him for. Like, I can talk about it. It's not like a secret or anything. Obviously, the car roll races. That's mainly what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do track stuff too, but it's mainly a roll race car. So I want a car that has a lot of shift extension. I want to be able to RPM a decent bit, you know, for an LT, LS that's not supposed to rev or whatever. I want it to rev like really high.
But you would need a torque converter.
Yeah. That would be yeah.
Once that comes in the picture.
Yeah, because then you get like it depends how far he wants to go. Like I know in my car when I do the cam and stuff, I'm gonna be solid roller. Like that's like real race car shit, you know. You gotta check valve lash every however amount. Yeah, you don't even know what that is, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't even know what that is.
Yeah, act like I know.
Yeah. So a hydraulic roller, you know, versus a solid roller. You know, Google it. Google it.
There's some people that
yeah, so it's just like an extreme combination. It's definitely not gonna be something that you're gonna come here. Oh, I want a cam. Oh, okay, just give me $3,600, $4,200. Oh, boom, here's your cam. No. There's gonna be some parts that are like $3,600. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
for
cheap.
you, or
me and him will have similar heads cam setups. Yeah. I just don't know if he wants to do solid roller. I don't know if he wants to take it to the extreme. I don't drive my car. I was
gonna ask you about that. How's the?
Yeah, I don't drive my car at all. So him dailying his car, I don't know if when we get to that point, if it'll still be a daily. Don't know. If it's not a daily, you know, I'll nudge him on the solid roller. Mm-hmm. But which even me saying that on the camera, people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're a solid roller." Oh, shut up! Like, you're gonna say you're a race car. You're like, it's so stupid. But yeah, I'll nudge him to the solid roller if he wants to do it, if he's about it. But if he still has that car and he's like, bro, I'm still driving it every day, I'll be like, yo, get that out of your mind.
Yeah, don't think about it.
Yeah, because like on this car, I'm gonna have like a bump stop, like to be able to turn the engine so I can check the lash and stuff. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be a run of the mill setup, you know. But that's what I want. Like, I'm going into that expecting that and knowing that I'm like,
so we're expecting a truck and a trailer every single time.
Well, that's it. When you have a race car, yeah, truck and trailer, yeah, that's all.
Plátano.
That's what they like to call it. Yeah, I call it something else, but yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, shout out to the fuel.
There you go.
Shout out to the fuel. Yeah, your car's up next, but I guess we're gonna have to lie about it because now people are scared to race.
Oh no, I'm going cheater cam.
Oh, cheater cam. Oh, I was thinking about doing the drop in 454, like with the cheater cam.
They won't have enough.
7.4 liter. It sounds bone stock. Make 800 horsepower.
They're gonna tell me swap back to my original motor.
Oh, true. No, but they won't know about it. It's gonna sound both stock. You know, fuck it. We're gonna be like those dudes in Louisiana.
Fuck it, right?
Oh, we're gonna have to bleep this whole thing out. So no one heard this.
Redacted.
454. But no, it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited. Your car should be a lot easier than his. I don't think it'll pick up nearly as much horsepower. I think it might pick up a little bit more torque than his. I think it's gonna be interesting for sure.
I gotta get up here with you guys, man.
Yeah, your Camaro's up next, man. Yeah, you gotta get right with that.
Supposedly, Kevin's talking about getting.
Doug too. He's behind the camera. Doug's Camaro's up next too.
I gotta finish my motor up and get it sent out so we can do what we want to do with it. But
big cubic inches, man.
Big cubic inch and a 400 shot, and he's straight.
400.
That second gen is gonna be
400. The first kit, dog.
And here you you ask for 100 shot, there's no such thing as
It doesn't. Yeah, you have a V8, man. It doesn't start with 8. It doesn't. There's no
It
shot that
doesn't
starts
start
with
with
1.
one.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
start with 1. You have a V8, dog. It just starts with 2
No,
at least.
that thing is gonna be nasty. It's gonna be a fun car.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm excited though. We got
Sorry for watching Shifted Perspectives, and we will be back with another one.
Nitro 50/50, dog.
See you guys.